Howdy y'all, hope everybody's having a great day. Silver Trade here again with another video. XRT is at 428% short interest. That is insane. I mean, that's freaking nuts. I was looking around for other places where I could show this, but a lot of other places would only tell me like 5, maybe 10%. But if most of the volume every day, like we look at pretty often, is just straight short, it's not even possible for it to only be at 5%. Like, it has to be a good bit higher than what most places are reporting, just because that's what's in the numbers. And we'll look at that today. But please remember, none of this is financial advice. We are not financial advisors. This was made for entertainment purposes only. But look, 430% short. It's not bad. 4.5 days to cover. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So we know that National Beer Day is on August 5th. And a long time ago, he posted a picture of a cat with a 5 on its head. Interesting. So this guy way back in the day had his shares in RobinHood and then sent them over to E-Trade. And then today, apparently, RobinHood asked E-Trade, hey, can we have those shares back? And E-Trade actually sent this man's shares back to RobinHood without asking him. Absolutely crazy story, but yep, they really did it. Looks like RobinHood scrambling for shares, even asking other, brokerages to send shares to RobinHood. Insane clown world. Don't forget, the unrealized gains and loss on investment securities for banks is like 7 to 8 times higher than it was back in 2008. I wonder where all these losses for the banks could be coming from ever since about, 2021. And right here, see on XRT, the short volume, we got 55% short volume, 95%, 84% short volume, 86% short volume, and 83% short volume. So there's literally no way that it could be like 3% short interest on XRT if the majority of the volume is nowhere even near 50% mark. And let's also not forget, on the weekly graph for GameStop, people have been staring at this line for 2 years now, and we finally broke out of it. But remember, none of this is financial advice. And when you really look, this green, well, whatever you want to call it, we'll call it green. This green line right here, the stock just, needs to come back down to $10, this green line, and then it's ready. And 3 years after it did it, it didn't touch 10, it didn't touch 10, didn't touch 10, touched 10, and then it's really no coincidence that after it came down and touched the 10, that's when we finally broke out of this huge descending wedge that it's been stuck in for years. No surprise. But please remember, none of this is financial advice. We're not financial advisors. We make this for entertainment purposes only. But it, went way up, came crashing down, touched 10, took off again. Took a few years, came back down, touched 10, and then broke out of that wedge. Very exciting long term. We have all the moving averages above the 200-day moving average. And when you look at the OBV on the weekly, look at this. 8.58 billion on the OBV. And way back here, we were at like, couple hundred million. Then we came up to 8 billion here, came back down to about 6.5. Now we're at 8.7, almost 9 billion. And OBV, anyone who's curious of what OBV means, it's an indicator that measures buying and selling pressure by adding volume on up days and subtracting volume on down days. And we're at almost 9 billion when the share float isn't even at 400 million. That's really exciting. If you look at AMC, it's the exact same story. OBV, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. And KOSS is still looking pretty good since it held above all these lines and actually slightly moved up today. I take that as incredibly bullish. It held the line that it couldn't really get through yesterday. And if it can somehow get above 1875, this line up here, that would be about the most bullish thing that we could ask for. But remember, none of this was financial advice. I really appreciate y'all. I want to make it short. Thank you so much, and God bless.